Hi everyone, Ann Butler here. I am just going to wait a few minutes till some people get in here. And make sure it comes up on my computer. Wait for Lisa to get in here. There, I see it on my computer now. I'm going to pull it up so I can possibly see comments and keep track of things. So if somebody could put something in the comments so that I know that there's people here. I see that there are 4 people here. I want to make sure Lisa is here. Lisa is here. Okay. Well, good. Okay, for those of you that don't know, I am Ann Butler. I am the owner and publisher of Bella Crafts Publishing, along with my crafty cohort, Lisa Rojas. And we come to you each week, twice on Wednesday at noon and 2 o'clock Central Standard Time with Facebook Lives, where we share some crafty projects. And today I am going to share how to make these great looking coasters using a die from Waffle Flower. Waffle Flower is our sponsor. And when I saw this die, I just knew that it was perfect for coasters. Hi Lisa, hi Rosario. I'm going to pull my computer just a little bit closer so I can catch some of those comments. So before I get started, I want to remind you all that the fall issue of Bella Crafts is just a couple weeks away. So if you haven't signed up for it, Lisa will put a link in here, or you can go up onto our Facebook page and click on Learn More, and a box will pop up and you can sign up that way. Bella Crafts is a magazine that we put out 4 times a year, and it is free. It comes right to your inbox. Penny, you missed what Lisa was chatting away after her live and thinking it was live, and it wasn't. Well, if you miss us live, you can always catch the replays. But go and sign up for our magazine if you haven't gotten it already. Make sure you like, comment, and share with the hashtag BellaCrafts on this video so that you can enter for this week's giveaway. It is a $25 gift certificate from Waffle Flower. They make fabulous stamps and dies, and this is the die that I'm using today. When I saw this die, I knew it would be perfect for coasters. And I, unfortunately, am attracted to dies that have a lot of things to punch out, but this one was so easy. I'm going to show you how. So make sure you like, comment, and share with the hashtag BellaCrafts. Share with your friends, tag them, put Bella Crafts, and you'll be entered automatically in the giveaway for next week. We have 2 winners from last week. Lisa announced the first one on her live, and I will be announcing the second one at the end of my live today. And that was for a $50 gift certificate for each of them for Rhinestone Genie. So you don't want to miss out on the giveaways that we do each week here. And let me think, what else is there? We do have ebooks, which we sell on our website, and we do these with designers from all over the country, and we even have some international designers that are in our ebooks, so you might want to check those out. We do have a 103 Christmas crafts with Christmas fast approaching. You might want to check that one out. And otherwise, I'm going to get started. I'm going to turn my camera down. Takes just a minute, and I'm sorry about the moving of my camera, but it takes just a minute. And I will get this moved down. I am excited to bring this project to you today. And I'm sorry that I have to do this with my camera every single time. And then to try to get it so it's like nice and even so you can see it. Okay, so first off, the die that I'm using is from Waffle Flower. This is a fabulous die. I am attracted to lacy, very detailed dies. And sometimes when I get them, I'm like so bummed because, you know, there's a zillion little holes for things you have to pop out. But with this one, it was really easy and they popped out so nicely. I don't know if it's etched deeper, but I was really happy with the results. And I knew that I wanted to use my new line of Festive Nights cardstock for this project. And this is from Emerald Creek. I'm not sure if she shared it, these papers, I think about a week and a half ago. And I got these beforehand. And these are single-sided. We decided to do them double-sided, so when you get it, there will be a different color on each side. So there's 4 sheets in a package, and I'm not sure if Kim has them up on the site yet, but I know that they are available, and so I wanted to use them. I think that they are just beautiful colors, and they're perfect, especially with for fall, the deep colors, and for Christmas, they're just beautiful. So I knew that I wanted to use these papers with this die to create these coasters. Now, to get started, I want to show you how I did it. So you need a die cutting machine, of course, because it's a die. And I'm not going to actually die cut it right now. I'm going to show you how I did it, though. I took and cut my paper down to smaller sizes that would fit the die. And then I tried different products. I tried like double-sided tape. I tried all sorts of different products. And the best one that I came up with is Glad Press and Seal. Now, I have a lot of kitchen products and tools that are in my studio, and this is one of them. This and freezer paper I use a lot. But this worked like a charm. So what I did was I took a piece of the press and seal. See which side's the sticky side. And I placed it on the right side of my cardstock. Or if you got this and it was two-sided, you would put it on the side that you want facing up on your coaster. So I placed this on, and then I took my die and placed it on top of the back side. And then I sandwiched it. And you can use just a little piece of tape if you want to keep that secure. I sandwiched it and I ran it through my die cutting machine, and I did make 2 passes just to make sure. So after I did that, oops, this is what happens, okay? So it cuts everything out beautifully. And before I ever worked with my beautiful cardstock, I did use just some black and white cardstock just to test the die and see how easy all of those little pieces came out, and they did come out beautifully. But with this, you want to take and you'll peel off this excess from here. Okay, so that's your extra. And this is in, one of these is in one big piece, and then there's all those little pieces. And it takes just a little bit of time, but you just lift this up and you start pulling around. Sometimes it works perfectly, and I have to admit, not every time does it come off perfectly. But it is so worth it. And if you find a piece that isn't coming up, just use a little poker to keep that piece down and or put it back in place. And if you go slow and watch it, it should work just beautifully. Now, the reason I did this was because I wanted the mosaic look also for the tiles. If I didn't want this mosaic look, I wouldn't use the press and seal. I would just go ahead and die cut it. And all of these little tiny pieces, I didn't use those on mine. Now, sometimes this comes out perfectly, and like this one from the emerald, it came out perfectly. It came off there perfectly. But sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes pieces of the paper pull. So you need to be aware of that. You might get 2 pieces out of it to make 2 tiles, and you might not get this one because some of this will pull. But you can always, if this is the design you want, you can just die cut it without the press and seal. But I really liked the idea of having that beautiful mosaic part too. So it just depends what you're going for. And also, these tiles are, I think at my hardware store or big box hardware store, I think they're like about 14 cents. So that's super cheap. And you can make these for Christmas gifts. Also, if you wanted to, my original thought was I took one and I die cut it out. And then I put some of my stencil tack from Earthsafe Finishes on here to make it sticky. And my original thought was to place this on. So that has the stencil tack on there, and it'll hold in place. And you could paint it. So you could do it that way to have your design on there. But then I thought, instead of that, I wanted to use the actual paper. So you can use it like this. It is a little tiny bit over the edge. I mean, these are 4 1/4 standard tiles. But that didn't bother me so much. If it bothers you, you can definitely just snip this outer edge off, and I think that is stunning too. Just that. And then you have this extra piece to use however you want. So it's up to you which way you want to do it. I'm going to show you how I did it with this, and then I'll show you the mosaic part. So I used Mod Podge, and Mod Podge comes in all sorts. This is a gloss. It comes in a matte, and either one is fine. And I use a disposable brush. I need my rag. I use a disposable brush, and I just give, you can't see it on the camera so well, but I just give a thin coat to the entire thing. And Mod Podge does have a spray that doesn't show any of the brush lines, and that's pretty cool, but I didn't grab that one. And then you just place this down exactly where you want it. And like I said, it is a tiny bit all the way to the edge, but I'm fine with that. But you just press this in place. I use my fingers a lot. And I'm pressing it, like I'm holding it in the center and pressing it out to make sure that it's flat all the way around. And then you just go over the top with another coat of Mod Podge. And I've done these for years. I've used just a piece of scrapbook paper on the tile with the Mod Podge, and those tiles have lasted even though you need to be a little bit careful so that they don't get soaking wet or anything, but they work really nicely. And I've had those for years. I've done these as gifts. It's nice to do a set of 4 and wrap them with some twine or ribbon and give them as a gift. But when I saw this die, I just knew that it was perfect for this project. So you do a complete coat, you let this dry, and then I would give it another coat, and then I'd wait 24 hours before I would use it. So that's how you do that one. And for the mosaic one, you still have the press and seal on here. And, okay, I'm going to move this out of the way. And you can just, it did cut through it, but it still holds everything in place. So I put my finger on one of the outer pieces, and I just gently pull that excess off. You could also take a scissor and cut all the way around it. But I just peel that excess off. And then everything is still all together. And this, of course, takes another minute or so to get all the way around. Now you could do this on a card too, because it's a die and it's beautiful for cards. I just saw a coaster, and I didn't want these little tiny points in there because on some of them that I did, I lost them. So to me, it was easier just not to use them. So I'm pulling off those and pulling off the excess of the press and seal. And of course it's sticking to my fingers. And what's really cool about the press and seal is it holds this entire thing together for you until you're ready to use it. This one I actually cut out a week ago when I made this project. So it's been sitting and it has all stayed together. And I'm going to take off that excess press and seal around there. Like that. Now the same thing. You're going to take, well, before I do that, I want to show you. I did think about adding glue to all of this and putting it down, adding just a little tiny piece of glue, and then pulling this press and seal off. But that didn't really work so well. That didn't work. That's why I thought, since I'm covering it with the Mod Podge, it would be better to just put the whole thing down this way. And these go quick. I've taught classes with this at churches and stuff, and it's just, anybody can make these. The ones with this die, it's a little more intricate, so you need to take your time a little bit more, but it's so easy. So you place this whole thing down, and right here you have the option to peel the rest of that press and seal off. And if you're going to do that, you would peel up and you would have to hold each of these pieces down. But to me, it's clear and you're not going to see it. And once I put that second layer of Mod Podge over the top, you're not going to see it at all. So I just left it. And that way you have a beautiful mosaic and a doily from the other piece. So I left that in place and just went over the entire top with this. It's fun to have quick and easy projects that you can do that look fabulous for gifts. See, I have a little piece of that press and seal there that's loose, so I'm just going to pull that off. So if I notice that, I pull that off, but otherwise that press and seal that is holding this entire thing together is not a big deal. So you do that and you let this dry. And then this one has one coat on it. So you just come through and you add that second coat and let that dry for 24 hours. And they're ready to use. Now, you cannot put these in the dishwasher. You need to wipe them off with a damp rag. But as long as you do that, these will last for many years to come. And quick and easy. They are so beautiful. I'm gonna check and see if you guys had any questions. Just so I can check real quick. Oh, that's right. Like, share, and comment this, and with the hashtag Bella Crafts to enter for the giveaway. Amy, you love Waffle Flower? Yes, they are wonderful. And yes, it is a big die. I'm glad you guys like the glitter papers. The cardstock is fun and beautiful and gorgeous. I will go through all of your comments at the end of the video or at the end of the live and answer any questions you have. But isn't this a cool project and a different way to use one of your dies? I mean, card making is great, scrapbooking is good, but I like to try and think of different ways to use all of the products that I have. And I thought this was just a fun idea. Try and get these all in here. But you can make these super quick. I do want to show you that, like I said, they don't always come out perfect. And there's one I have here where I don't think I ran it through my die cutter twice because it didn't cut this piece well enough. So when I was pulling this off, let me see, it goes. When I was pulling this off, some of these pieces came with it. So, well, that's all there. I have all these little pieces that came with it. And they don't, some of them will pop out, but some of them won't even pop out. And that's because I only ran this one through once. So run it through twice and you should have no problems. But this is just a fun project. I hope you guys give it a try. Make sure you like our group and join our group. Do You Love to Craft? And share your crafty projects with us. We would love to see them. And I'm going to bring the camera back up real quick. Let me see. I'm just going to hold the camera for a minute. I just wanted to come back on camera to announce last week's winner. Lisa already announced one of them, and I think the other one is in here. I thought I saw her name pop up. That's why I wanted to come back on camera so I could announce it. So Rebecca Yarling, you won a $50 gift certificate for Rhinestone Genie. Make sure you send us your email and we will get that prize to you. Dave from Rhinestone Genie will get in touch with you and send you a gift certificate, and you'll be able to pick out whatever you want from Rhinestone Genie. So we just wanted to make sure that you knew that. And thank you everybody for joining us. Next week we will be back with 2 more great crafty videos. And you guys have a great afternoon. Have fun and be creative and craft. See you next week. Bye.